sound of Leicester.
BBC Radio Leicester.
We were talking earlier in the programme about all the incredible things that people are doing during this lockdown situation to encourage others, but also to occupy themselves. Music is really key, and we've talked to a number of people who have used music to get together. Virtual choirs are popping up all over the place, but none quite like the next one. Simon Lubkowski is a man that we've come across a number of times. He's the only simpletone that is a genius as well. He is involved in so many music projects. He's now Director of Music at Delisle Catholic College, and he's joining us on the line because, Simon, you had an inspirational moment. Tell us about your idea.
Hi, Martin. Obviously, I've got quite a lot of, apart from being a Director of Music and a music teacher by day, obviously I've got kind of different choirs, the Night Community Choir and the Tuxedo Junction Barbershop Chorus, and I've got a mixed barbershop chorus and do all sorts of musical things. And obviously with the lockdown, all those things kind of judged to a halt straight, like all at the same time, and we had shows kind of planned with those different groups, and there was obviously a big gap in people's kind of schedules and lives. So I kind of thought, having seen Eric Whittaker do a similar thing a few years ago about doing a virtual choir, and kind of thought to myself it couldn't be that difficult, and so kind of put some things out on social media and asked people to sign up, and thought we'd maybe get a few, and it was a bit more successful than we expected.
Just a little bit. And many people might think, well, if you've got all these choirs and you're a teacher, you know, your choir, your virtual choir is probably going to be made up of people you already know. That's far from the truth, isn't it?
It was a bit kind of unprecedented, really. We ended up kind of putting it out there, and within about the first couple of days, we'd had about 150 people sign up. And then after about 5 or 6 days, we ended up with about 350 people signed up from 13 different countries. I mean, we had like people from Australia and New Zealand and America, and with kind of 20 people from Spain sign up. There's a lot of them who I didn't know, never met, who just basically had heard about it on social media, and they basically wanted to take part, which was absolutely amazing.
This is incredible, and you've been working endlessly and tirelessly to actually piece it together, and we're going to play it in a moment's time. It is absolutely incredible. How on earth did you do it?
Well, once it got very popular, I kind of thought maybe I'll get 30 or 40 people from my kind of school and from the music groups I kind of take. But when it obviously kind of ballooned, I kind of thought, well, I'm going to need a team. So I contacted some of the people who I kind of knew who had signed up, and asked them to kind of be section leaders. And they agreed. And so we had kind of a team of about 20 section leaders who basically took online rehearsals. In the space of a couple of weeks, we did 100 online rehearsals, basically taking all the singers from all across the kind of world through the song, through where kind of really kind of coaching them on how to sing and doing kind of how to breathe and where to put the phrasing in, and kind of really kind of used the internet and YouTube and videos and tutorials and things. And it was just absolutely amazing. So, I mean, the team kind of did an awful lot of work, feedbacking on people's recordings. It was just a huge kind of team effort. And then obviously we received 204 recordings.
Wow.
So I thought, well, maybe some people will sign up, but a lot of them probably will just sign up and then they won't end up doing it. And then we got the recordings, and they just kept on coming. So the editing job was a little bit more time consuming than I thought. I thought, maybe it'll take me a day, but it was about 5 days of 12, 13 hours a day to get it all done. But it was well worth the time.
And of course, you had to split them into sections because they were rehearsing on Zoom, and you can only have so many people, can't you?
You can only have a certain amount of people on Zoom. So we would just, we had like in one day, I think we'd end up having like 16 rehearsals in a day because it's an a cappella song, so it's in 4-part harmony. So there was 4 different, so there was multiple ones. And again, because we had people in Australia, we had to try and work with their timetable and make sure we weren't doing in the middle of the night for them. So there was sessions at 10 o'clock in the morning and 9 o'clock at night and in the middle of the day, and all those things were all absolutely, just the work from the people who just didn't. They just signed up to sing like anyone else, but they all kind of took the mantle on and just really ran with it. And it was just, a stunning effort, and it just meant so much for the people who were kind of taking part.
Tell us about the song choice and why you chose this particular song.
Yeah, well, obviously when you're doing something like this, we wanted something kind of with kind of a sense of hope and a sense of kind of hopefulness, and the idea that we're going to come out of this the other side, and we're going to be able to kind of support each other and kind of. And so I've done actually for BBC Radio Leicester with the Simple Tones. We've done an arrangement of the White Cliffs of Dover a few years ago for a World War II thing. I think that's what BBC Radio Leicester did.
That's right.
So kind of brought that song out of retirement and kind of did some new tracks for it and everything, and sent that out to a couple of people beforehand, and they just said, "Oh no, that you've got to use that song. It's just the right song to use in this occasion." And the more people who listened to it and fed back, they definitely they really felt the message of the song. And I think you hear it on the recorded. I think you can hear the emotion in people's voices, and there was quite a lot of teary moments when we were listening back to the recording with everyone the other day. So hopefully the people who listen to it will hear the emotion in it.
Okay, stay with us. Let's play it for the very first time on radio then. It's an amazing recording, over 200 voices from all over the world, edited and produced by Simon. Here it is, the White Cliffs of Dover.
There'll be blue lights over the white cliffs of Dover. Tomorrow, just you wait and see. There'll be fun and laughter and peace ever after. Tomorrow, when the world is free, the shepherd will tend his sheep, the valley will bloom again, and Jimmy will go to sleep in his own little room again. There'll be bluebirds over the white cliffs of Dover. Tomorrow, just you wait and see. Just you wait and see. Just you wait and see. There'll be bluebirds over the white cliffs of Dover.
Absolutely amazing, Simon. You've done a fantastic job. Now you've got the band together. Have you got a name for it, and where can people get hold of it?
We've kind of named it the whole group. We kind of looked at it and we were calling it the Collective. That kind of seemed it seemed apt to call it that. There's a video that's going to be going out on YouTube on Sunday night, or one of someone's doing a video for it, and obviously then it will be available probably to download somewhere. But we'll put it out on YouTube first, and we'll probably put a link so just people can download it. And yeah, it was just absolutely amazing. Kind of listen through to it. I was getting a bit teary there listening through to it. So yeah, really, really, really special.
Sounds really cheesy and corny to talk about the power of music, bringing people together and uplifting, but it really does, doesn't it?
It really does. I mean, we've had, unfortunately, a few people who actually were signed up for this have lost family members during the process of this. We had someone actually sign up for this project who actually sadly passed away before we actually started doing the sectional rehearsals. So I think it's really kept some people going. We asked for some feedback from people, and just the feedback we got from people from, again, all over the world just was that really it's been such a support and a life for them that they've been able to, think about something and meet people that, who are going through the same things as they are in countries all around the world, and knowing that, people understand what they're feeling like, and that, singing can get them through it.
Well, I'm really looking forward to the video now, tomorrow night on YouTube. Look out for that, The Collective. And Simon, thank you so much for talking to us today.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you very much, Martin.